Boys and squirrels, let's see how this thing handles this. Well, let's follow the jeepney up this crazy steep hill. I will give him a little bit of a head start. I don't want that dry shaft breaking and backing over me. That is, let's go, this is crazy. Slippy, slippy. I will give him lots of space. Okay, so this is life. What do they got up there? They probably got rice. They probably have, it's all like water containers, but I don't think it's water. That could be. But this is daily life in probably most countries in like South America, in Indonesia, in the Philippines, probably back in the woods in Thailand and jungle. I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, I grew up with, I don't know. I think it all depends on how you grew up and it could be you're down in your neighborhood. Like, I didn't care about anything. I just wanted a hockey stick and beat the hell out of my brothers. Good morning! ¿Cómo está? Just driving around. Have a good day. Bye-bye. I didn't really ever need anything. Like, you know, I never got allowance. I don't remember getting allowance until I moved up to this tiny town, because when I was a kid, like 12 years old, 13 years old, I'd deliver newspapers, I'd make my own money. And what's ridiculous was 40 years ago, more, 40, 45 years ago, I was a little kid. And I made more doing newspapers on a Sunday than, you know, most of these people we've seen are making in a day. And all I did was just put a couple newspapers together and go deliver them, and you know, it's only one day a week, but I mean, it's 40 years ago. The pay is like 50 years behind. And it's what's worse, because you're like, you're 35 and you got high education, like university and stuff, and then like, you're getting too old to do whatever, marketing, and then this can let you go. There's no recourse. And I'm not saying it's the Philippines, but I think it happens anywhere there's more people than work. You know, if the West all of a sudden had no work, everybody with high education would be scrambling for Uber jobs. I watch videos, and you know, even in China is third world / first world, whatever, but like, it's like 1 million people graduate every year with bachelor's degrees in China, and yet there's only 100,000 jobs. So it means 900,000 people are driving Uber or working in McDonald's or whatever. Because you get to a point where there can only so many good jobs, and even if there are good jobs, and you got all these people fighting for it, the value of those good jobs, the cost is coming down. Who cares about all that? Let's talk about enjoying life. Yesterday I was coming up here from the south. I stopped at McDonald's for breakfast, even though it's American, I shouldn't. But I talked to this British guy, Welsh guy. He's with 3 Filipino friends. They're just in this old truck, and the Filipino guy comes up first. He's like, what's that bike? It's a big bike. This thing is, I'm going to do a review on it. It's quite the story. Well, can be. So anyways, I told him the price, and I told him all the places, I told him all the kilometers, and he's like, oh my God, it's so cheap. And he goes, that's what I want to do. And all his friends are like, yeah, that's all he talks about. He says he just wants to get a motorcycle and drive around the mountains. And I'm like, that's what I do. And we're like the same age. And he's like, oh my God, you're like living my dream. He goes, I just want to be here in winters, and just want to be here in winters and just drive around and do whatever. And I'm like, that's me. He's like, I'm doing it next year. They were taking pictures of the bike. I was telling him, oh, it's getting loud. I'm gonna get by this guy. Maybe I'll let him get a little ahead and go back to rambling. But that in front of me, for those that are new to the Philippines and watching this, which is probably nobody, those are called jeepneys. They're old U.S. Army things, and they just converted. There's a bench seat in there, and it looks high in there, but it's not. You know, I'm 5'10", and I sit crouched down, but it stacks like, I think it's like 24 people in the back, and then obviously more on the roof. I haven't seen anybody on the roof in a long time. The guys ride in the back all the time, especially in Manila or the bigger cities. They'll jump in the back. And it's usually only like a ride to town is only like, oh, is this where my road was going away and I was a little queasy? Yeah. And you hit a rock and you go sideways, you're going to go sideways down the mountain. Or straight down the mountain. So, they're all basically the same diesel engine that's like indestructible. And usually they have a racket noise, like if you think of it like a North American school bus, and they're kind of on the gas, they got that. This is way louder. Got a rackety. But they're more or less quiet, unless they're really on them. That one is quiet. But and it's only like 15. It's like 50 cents, and you can go whatever. Maybe not even 50 cents. Maybe. If you're going this long road, maybe it's more. But, and they usually have the town to town. They'll say, oh, we're going to the whatever little barangay, little village, even if it's in a big city, your area, to a mall or to the airport or to the next town. I don't need to slide on the dirt. 10,000 miles from home. In neutral. In first. Too much weight on the back. Good. Makes it light on the front, which is not good. Slow down, slow down. So, when you look down into rivers, you're like, why is it so, like the riverbed's so big and there's no water in it? The water, when it comes out of these mountains, it can go, like when I get to the end of this into town, there's like flood warning signs, and it's not because the town's low, it's because the water will just come up. When the typhoon comes through, you're talking 3, 4, 5 days of whatever amount of rain, and it's coming off the mountains. It's just like sitting under your shed that's got no rain gutters. You're not only getting rained on, you're getting everything coming off the shed pouring on your head. So these riverbeds just fill up like 20 feet. I think I'll add in the one where I cross that new bridge, and you can see how high they build the bridge. They don't build the bridge that high for something to do. It costs money. They build that bridge that high, so when the rain comes through, it's not hitting the bridge. I guess that's pretty obvious. Let's do a little slidey slide here. Oh yeah, a little.